Hi. Link insisted on being in a vlog with me, so he's here. But he promises he's not going to be too disruptive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I wasn't really planning to do a vlog today, but then I had this interesting exchange in a Twitter DM that I felt compelled to read aloud and to comment on because it is quintessentially a very, very good example of how to be a shitty male feminist ally. And, I'm sure, most of the people that click on this video are going to be anti-feminist anyway, so yeah, have fun, whatever. But for anyone that might watch this video that actually does care about feminism and wants to be a good feminist, and I mean, this isn't necessarily only men, but this is definitely something that men do a lot more. I suggest you keep listening and maybe learn something. I might make this a more official video, like with a bullet point list and everything in the future. But for now, I just wanted to get this off my chest. So, all right. So I'm going to read the exchange aloud, and then I will dissect it. So the first part of this, and I didn't get a screenshot of this. Hey, just makes me think of the GIF. Pay attention to me, Link. Hey, this is a serious video. Can you go watch TV, please? I love you. I'll let you have some more Halloween candy in a second, okay? That is exactly, I mean, that's a little kid, but you notice how I was trying to make a point and my white male child interrupted so that the attention would go on him. Perfect allegory. I'm not saying that he's a kid. I understand. But I just thought the timing of that was pretty funny. All right, so anyway, shortly before the curtain fell, which is, before I screenshotted this, this guy who's been following me for a while, let's call him Sergeant because his nickname is Sergeant something. He's been like messaging me, kind of sort of support, sort of weird stuff, and he kept DMing me, and so I was like, I gave him that kind of canned response that I give to people who I'm not already friends with. That now Aiden's awake. I'm just gonna try to bully through this. Men interrupting my life everywhere. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. He's been leaving these weird comments for a while. Guys, please be a little quieter. No, Aiden, please go watch TV. Aiden, please go watch TV. Please, please, please. I'll give you some candy. No, you can't be in the video if you don't have a shirt on. You can't be in the video if you don't have a shirt on because YouTube says that it's child porn. Okay, well, he's refusing to get out of frame, so I'm just going to hold the camera awkwardly up here. Keep trying to... So he's been leaving these weird messages. He kept, like, IMing me stuff, so I sent him my I really appreciate your support, but I really don't have time to get into 1v1 conversations with everyone. Which, it's not me being a bitch. I have so many different accounts that I'm trying to keep, just even the accounts. So if you got like 10 to 20 people per account trying to have 1v1 conversations with me all the time, like, I obviously don't have time for anything else. So I was like, please, join our Discord chat and you can talk there. And, I check in and I hang out with people on there and everything. And he, I guess, clicked on it and it gave him a could not accept invite button. And I don't know specifically if that means that he joined before and he got banned, or if he is just not, if he's in a bad browser or something. I don't know. Anyway, so he sends me this screenshot where it says cannot accept invite. And he goes, hey nipples, I'm trying to keep my naked child out of the shot. They like to be naked. They always take their clothes off. Oh my God. Anyway. Hey nipples, I'm getting this error. I will join you when you permit me to. Fair enough? Thanks, my queen. Okay, now I have to get my child juice because he's not only refusing to leave the kitchen, but also refusing to not be noisy and making stuff. And I'm just going to keep recording because this is my life. If I wait for the perfect time to record when I don't have children being them lovely selves around me at all times, I would never ever record anything ever. All right, there's some juice. I'm going to throw it at him. I'm going to throw it in the other room and then run away. I'm not actually going to do that, but this is really hard to do one-handed. Okay. Juice. Aiden, please take that to the other room and watch some TV, and I will give you candy in a little bit if you let me finish recording, okay? Let's try this. What, 17th time? All right. So, yes, he calls me Nipples, and then he calls me Queen. I replied, those are weird things to say. I don't know why you would get that post unless you joined the Discord before and said something sexual so you were blocked. Please don't call me pet names like Queen. That's super weird. No worries. Also, my name is Cleo, not Nipples, as I say in the beginning of every single one of my videos. No worries. Queen is not a pet name. Oops, I accidentally copied it, but anyway, Queen is not a pet name. It is a sign of respect for all women I have. Sorry you feel that way. Wow, your Twitter name says heinous female nipples. I mean, that's the joke. It's my Twitter handle, but literally, I start every single video of mine with Cleo. My website says, hey, I'm Cleo. Like, sorry, I'm not going to break it down until I finish reading the whole thing. Those are really weird things to say. That is not respectful. It doesn't say Cleo, so I didn't imagine it being an issue. Giving women you don't know pet names is the opposite of respectful. I disagree. Thanks for everything. You didn't think calling me Nipples instead of my name would be an issue? I don't disrespect women. Damn. Take care, ma'am. My apologies. I'm trying to be understanding because I'm not sure if you're on the spectrum or not, but you are saying very weird things. Is your name in your title Cleo? No, it isn't. And if you legitimately want to be a good ally for women, please be willing to change your attitude. Your name says female nipples, not Cleo, ma'am. Otherwise, you're just feeding into patriarchal belittlement of women. So why not heinous at the least? So why not heinous or at the least topless topics? It's not that serious to me. Like my name. It says various incarnations of his handle. I don't know why I'm keeping a secret. I just try not to direct hate mobs at specific people if I can help it. Unless they're like, famous, like Steven Crowder or something, because then fuck them. It's not like YouTube's not already helping them stay millionaires. All right. Folks call me all three. No offense, and none ever taken. Jesus, I have never called a pet a queen. Take care, ma'am. And there's no, I'm reading it as it occurred. Well, I'm strongly suggesting you put more thought into how you address women, especially women you don't know on the internet. 1, don't randomly assign us pet names. It is the opposite of respectful. 2, don't call a woman Nipples. Like, what the heck? That's not what a pet name means. And then his epic sign-out screed. I suggest you stop taking offense, because I wasn't disrespectful. I only called you part of your name from your profile, ma'am. Don't want to be referred to as heinous or female or nipples? Then why not just put Cleo there? Then no one will ever call you something other than Cleo. I was under the impression that you'd like that, but obviously I was wrong. My apologies. Did you catch the apology part yet? Or do you just want to argue your point some more, which I disagree with? Take care, ma'am. And at that point, I blocked him. Because, I don't like to waste time on brick walls. So, couple things in that I want to get to. And let's go point by point. First of all, again, just because my Twitter handle is heinous female nipples, why would you call me Nipples? Like, that's such a... Of all three of those words to decide, let's pretend that he hadn't watched any of it, and he's commented on a lot of my content for a long time, so he's definitely heard me say, hi, I'm Cleo of Topless Topics in my videos a million times. But anyway, don't call women Nipples, or anyone Nipples. I mean, unless they're like a good friend. That just seems like a really obvious thing to me. Second of all, Queen is absolutely a pet name. It's a colloquial thing, like it's a choke on some Halloween candy. It is a cultural thing of like, someone does something you really respect, so you call them Queen or whatever. But calling a woman you've never met Queen is a pet name. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. But beyond that, like, you can think that it's a respectful thing, and then if you're a good male ally feminist and a woman says, well, please don't, it's disrespectful, you don't like get all defensive and be like, it's not disrespectful, you're just misinterpreting it. It's like, what you find disrespectful is not the same as what other people find disrespectful. And yes, there's layers to that. And you can't in advance anticipate everything that anyone might ever find disrespectful. But if it's something minor, like don't use pet names, and they say, please don't do that, maybe show a modicum of emotional stability and maturity, and just be like, okay, sorry, I won't call you that anymore. Instead of like, no, it's not respectful. You're taking offense for no reason. Yeah. Anyway, then he goes on for his weird screed about how my name doesn't have Cleo in the title, so therefore, obviously, my name is Nipples. Freaking Snickers bar. Quote, I don't disrespect women. I just told him multiple times that he was disrespecting me by calling me a pet name and by calling me Nipples. Maybe if you don't automatically tell yourself that you're the best person ever and you're always respectful of women, you would actually have the capacity to see when you're not being respectful. Again, I am going to refer to my Fallacy of Good Men video, which I did recently re-upload to Trom, so you can go watch it on Trom. I can't link to anything on YouTube because YouTube took one of my videos down recently for having a Reddit link in it to my subreddit. They called it sexual gratification. Okay, there's not even, what? It's a what? So just go to allmylinks.com/top topics, not top less topics, just top topics. And you can click there. Anyway, yeah, like again, saying you're not being disrespectful doesn't make it so. And then blah, 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 blah. It's not that serious to me. Again, just because you don't take offense to it doesn't mean that no one else is allowed to take offense to it. And even if you don't find it disrespectful, if you're actually intending to be respectful, then the thing to do is to be respectful. It's not to tell people that you're being respectful. Fuck's sake. And then, of course, his, I suggest you stop taking offense because I wasn't disrespectful. Like I just said. Saying I'm being respectful is not the same as being respectful. The last part I did want to get to was, did you catch the apology part yet, or do you just want to argue some points some more, which I disagree on? So literally, you just made your apology useless by still doubling down on, like, well, I disagree, it wasn't disrespectful. An apology, a genuine apology means like, I didn't realize that I was being disrespectful. I understand now. I'm sorry. It's not, it wasn't disrespectful and you're taking offense when there was none. I'm sorry. Like, that's not how an apology works. So, yeah. I do feel necessary to throw in a little bit of clarification when I was saying, where did I put it? I'm trying to be understanding because I'm not sure you are on the spectrum or not, but you are saying very weird things. This is way too much to just get into like a really quick video or whatever. I genuinely think almost everyone is on the spectrum, myself included, my husband included, basically everybody. We have this very binary opinion of what, having autism means. It's like, either you're this extreme stereotype or you're extremely normal. And I don't think any of those come into play. But I try to be aware of it, especially when I'm dealing with a lot of my followers who seem like they get it, but then they'll say some really weird stuff, and it's hard for me to determine, is that coming from a place of, patriarchal, toxic masculinity culture, giving them that idea, and or is it them having difficulty understanding what I'm trying to say? Because, my expression of autism or whatever is that I have a very hard time reading people's emotions. So I just tend to assume that they hate me. And also, I think I'm a lot better than many, but I have a hard time sometimes telling if someone's kidding or not. And so I'm like trying to be conscientious of maybe that's a difficulty they're having. But the way that he completely broke down to, I'm not being disrespectful, you're just taking it that way, accept my fake apology, I think pushes past the forgiveness, even if he is on the spectrum. That's not an excuse to be an asshole. I have some understanding that it can be harder to understand complex subjects. Not that you're stupid, but just that it's a lot. It's hard to wrap your head around. It's hard for me to wrap my head around the first time I'm introduced to something that, I've never really thought about. But yeah, so that was a really sorry for all the interruptions. Like I said, maybe I'll do a better version of this in the future. But just, yeah, to summarize, if you want to be a good ally, and I mean in this specific case it's mostly about feminism, but this also has to be with like racial ally or LGBTQ ally or just whatever, you want to be a legitimate supporter of something, not just someone who says I'm a supporter and give me clout. You have to put your ego in check. You cannot be insisting like, oh well, I didn't mean it as offensive, therefore it's not offensive. Like, just accept that, the whole thing about being an ally for anything is willingness to accept that just because it hasn't been your experience doesn't mean that it hasn't been that way for anyone. A white person not having the fear of getting shot for being pulled over for a traffic violation doesn't mean that it's irrational for a black person to have that fear when there's, hundreds of black people killed for very stupid reasons because of traffic stops and everything. Like, it's a very legitimate fear. And so saying like, well, I don't have that fear, therefore it's not real. Again, if you're trying to be a decent person, you're trying to be an ally, that's a really shitty thing to say. So put your ego in check. If you really strongly disagree that something is offensive or not, you can do that. But honestly, just don't talk about it then. Like if you make a joke and someone says, oh, that's offensive, and you don't think it's offensive, like, why keep harping on it? Just agree to disagree and, maybe try to take in mind why that might be offensive and don't make that joke in the future. But at least for that person, don't just double down and just keep screaming that it's not offensive, because obviously it is. And even if it was only like mildly, irritating at the beginning, you screaming that they're in the wrong because you didn't mean it as offensive just makes you into a huge fucking asshole. So, all right, that's about it. See you next time.